Hello guys, it is the day after Christmas, and did I plan on starting this video way earlier? Yes. Is this gonna come out by the end of the year? We'll see. So, I wanted to make a book journal because I used to have one when I was younger. Oh, I should go get it and show you. Oh, it's at the very bottom of the box. I'll go look and find it. Alright, so not only did I find my old reading journal, I found a sweater that I knew I had, but I forgot about because I just put my sweaters in a box at the end of the year so I don't like see them. And then when I pull them out, I'm like, it's like a gift to myself or my past self who boxed them up. Anyway, I found another sweater and I'm actually so excited because I've been sick of all of my clothes and I love this sweater. So I'm gonna wear this for the next like week straight probably. Anyway, that has nothing to do with this video. A little backstory on me and journals. I love journaling. I have 4 or 5 right there where I can see them. There's another one in there, 6. Here's 7. This is an old one. You know, I journal all the time. I used to do it a lot and then I got really severely depressed and I started watching YouTube and stuff more than journaling. So this is my old reading journal. I started it in November 2019 and I stopped doing it in January 2022. But I used to write down my books read, what they were, who the author was by, and my rating for them. And then if I loved it, I would write something underneath. I'd write either like, this wasn't so good, or I really loved this. So I have this written down for, what was it, 2 years? Yeah, around 3 years. And at the end of every month, I would write down my stats. And I would find out like the mean, the median, the mode of all the books I read that year, because that stuck with me apparently in 7th grade and I just kept doing it forever. But towards the end of this, I just stopped reading because I got depressed and I just stopped reading. At the end of October 2022, I wrote, so I kind of messed up and forgot to use this for a bit. So I'm just going to reset in December. Assume I read like 10 books. And then I went to December and then I just wrote, yeah, I'm going to be done. I started reading more, but I'm done with this journal. I'll start it again later. And then I forgot about this journal, put it in a box. There's like 10 pages left in here. And in the beginning of this year, May, I started reading more this year, but I was kind of keeping it low key because I was a little bit of a stress ball. And I was like, if I start tracking stuff and I start like remembering all the stuff that I've read, am I just gonna like panic and freak out? But I always liked the idea of Goodreads and I've always liked tracking how many books I've read and I've always liked having the data. And so I was like, okay, I'm reading more, as you'll see in probably my yearly wrap up, since I started YouTube in like, I don't know, May, around June, I think I started my Goodreads and my reading and my YouTube all around the same time because it was when I was really influenced by these YouTubers I watched. Specifically Rachel Catherine and Destiny Sidwell. And I was like, I want to be a book YouTuber. That's cool. You don't care. Well, maybe you care. I'm tired. And so I started tracking my data on Goodreads and I was like writing down all the books I'd read that year. Like I went through Libby and I found all the books I read, wrote down all the books I remembered reading. And then I started tracking when I read them and when I finished them. And I started seeing like the numbers go up. Like I read 25 books this year. I read 50 books this year. I read 75 books this year. And my brain just went, I love this. This is so much fun. And I saw my numbers on Goodreads. Like I'd write down all the books that I remembered reading and I'd track them. And I was like, you know what? I remember having an old reading journal. And I grabbed it and I took all the data from this, all of my ratings, all of when I finished the books. And so I have a very accurate assessment of 3 years of data in Goodreads. And why does that make me so happy that my past self kept this journal? I don't know, but that makes me want to keep a journal for my future self, you know, because my past self kept, oh, my glasses are driving me crazy. My past self kept a very good, accurate journal and it made me very happy. And so I want to do that for my future self. So I have seen so many cute YouTubers like print out little pictures of books and stick them in. I think since I have like 5 days until the end of 2024 and I planned on doing this at the beginning of the month. I planned this in the middle of November that I was going to do this and I just haven't started it. So I've got literally blank pages. I've got stickers on the front. I've got some of this. I think I want to write, there wasn't an S and this was also really well centered. I didn't want to add an S right there. So I think I'm going to write a little my and then my book and then book at the bottom. So it's like my book, which would be cute. And I think I'm going to use this for several years. So I don't think I'm going to use like multi-page spreads. Oh my goodness. Well, I just found out where all of the stickers I stole from my mom at Thanksgiving went because this was the journal that my mom for some reason wanted to have like an interactive activity station because we had like a big family reunion. And so she bought these journals and then she bought a bunch of stickers and stuff. So I got a lot of these that I can paste in and make it look all cutesy. There's like music, and there's like post-it notes, and there's a lot of like this is talking about a recipe. It's like recipe books, but there's just like all these cool things I can like glue in and make it look fancy. And I have a bunch of my own stickers too that I can add in if I'd like to, and I can also, you know, doodle and that sort of thing. So I've got a lot of potential. And then it's also blank paper, so there's no lines or anything to get in my way. So I think my main idea, what I want to do is for every month I want to write down the books that I read, the rating, and something I remember about them. And I'm probably not going to be printing out the little pictures. I might do that for future years. Just right now my color in my printer is dead, and it costs a lot of money to get new printer ink, and I'm kind of, you know, strapped for money as it is, so we're not going to do that this year. But if I do it future years, next year, you know, we'll see. But I think I'm going to do like January, and then just go through the months, and then at the very end of the year, since we're at the very end of the year anyway, I can just write down like, I probably won't do like the cute alphabet bingo things, or like the alphabet where you write one book from each year, because you're supposed to do that through the year and it's like something fun so you can find new books and write them in. Or they have like the, what are they called, like the bingo cards for books to read, because I'm already at the end of the year. I just want to write down my data in a way that looks cute. So I'm probably just going to write like January at the top of the page, and then the books that I read, and then if I have to use several pages, we'll do that. And then I'll do little doodles and I'll write down the books that I liked. And then I think what I like from this book is that I wrote, at the end of each one I have November stats, and so I did mean, median, the mode, which was fun because I could see like how many books I was reading per day of the month, because mean is like the average number of books you read. The median is the middle number of books that you read, and the mode is the most common number of books that you read. So they each tell you something slightly different, but it's fun for me. And then I also had tally marks of how many books I read per day, so I could count them up. That was easier for me. And then I think I'd also do a star rating tally mark, add it to mine, and then I have a total of 17 books for the month. And then as I went on, I would write down, I guess I don't have it here, but I would write the yearly total, like yearly books I've read to date. So I think I'm going to implement those at the end of each month, writing down all the books and the star rating, the charts. And then I think once I write down the bare facts, I'll go in and I'll add color. So I have like colored pencils. I don't think I have markers. I do have some pens, but I think I'll just use colored pencils, and I'll just like probably add like little flowers or doodles or something depending on the month, like flowers in May, and I'll do little gingerbread and trees and stuff for December, stuff like that. I'll add that in afterwards. But I think, at least for today, because my anxiety is pretty high, I think I'm just gonna go through my Goodreads, and oh, that's a problem. My Goodreads is on my phone, and you're my phone. And I kind of wanted to film this because that's the fun part. I can film myself doing one thing, and that is me writing the thing on the front cover, which is the most dangerous part. Is this empty? Oh, it wasn't being dramatic. It truly is empty. Okay, that doesn't look half bad. It could be worse. Okay, this one has to be the way that we would write anything when I was in 8th grade. The little swoopy line with the tooth. I don't know if that was just a thing of the time, but that was the biggest rage with my friend. So my hand is literally cramping. My fingers hurt to move like this because I've been doing so much working with specifically this hand in the last 2 days, because I was finishing crocheting all of my Christmas presents, which is the same motion as writing. And so these fingers particularly were aching by the time I was done, but I took a couple breaks. But I was going to show you what I've got done. I'll have to do it like this because I don't have one of those fancy camera stand things, so I'll just show you each of the spreads. So I haven't gone and filled out the stats yet because I'm tired and I'm gonna go to bed, but I wanted to show you my bare bones. So I've got all the books written down for all of the months, and then I've got the, is it gonna work? Is it gonna focus? And then I've got like the statistics I want to fill out written down, and I have that for all of the months. So we've got, oh my goodness, we got February, March. You can't really see it because it's, no, this is my boyfriend's very mature addition to my notebook. I love him. There's this. The only one I don't have completely finished is this month, obviously, because I have a couple more JDs. I don't know if I'm going to finish this month, so I left, oh, I'm holding December right here. So I left space at the bottom of December so I can write more if I need to, and I just wrote my statistics page on the other side. So I'm actually really proud of how I was able to use space, because I think that's going to be similar to how I'll structure it for next year, is I'll just make my challenges I want to do for the month, and then my end of year wrapped I'll probably do at the very end of the year. I'll fill it all out at the end, but I'll do my challenges at the start, and then I'll have all the books and stuff that I read and my wrap-ups kind of formatted the same way, so I use the most space because I really hate wasting pages in journals. What I decided I wanted to do for the yearly stats was, number one was like a total summarization of all of the stats, and the other one, so this is like my star ratings. So what I decided to write down was star ratings, and then I'm going to do mean, median, and mode. So the average of all of my star ratings for the year, the median, so like the middle number of all of my ratings, and then the mode, so the one I had the most often all year long of my star ratings. And then I was looking up ones I wanted to do from Pinterest, and I was like, you know what, I don't care about most of the things that people write down. I don't want to go into all that. I'll write down how many pages I read because that's something that pops up on Fable and Goodreads, and I do want to do like write down my Fable and my Goodreads wrapped, because I don't know if Fable saves them from year to year. I know Goodreads does, but I want to have a way to keep where all my statistics I've gathered from other things are. But then I also have a new books and a reread books, because I really want to see this year, because when I was writing it down I have so many rereads than even remembering, but then I also have a lot more new books than I remember reading, so that'll be really interesting to see. This little page actually will be really easy to do, because once I go through and I get all the statistics from all of the months, I can just go from month to month and add them up and put them on this page, and it won't be as difficult as, you know, going through it manually. So that one won't be very hard to do. And then at the bottom I have my reading goal, which on Fable and Goodreads is 180, and actually I got the video of me hitting it. I hit it a couple days ago, so on both Fable and Goodreads, and I thought their animations were really cute, so I recorded them. And I think I read 185 books, so this year I didn't really have a set reading goal. It was more like, as I was reading on Goodreads, I set a goal for like I think 25 books, and then I hit it, and then I was like, okay, I should bump it up. And I think after recording the books I read, I was already like past 25 books. So I've technically hit my reading goal like multiple times this year. And so I kept, every time I get close to it, like within 5 books of my reading goal, I bumped it up until I think I got to 100 books. And then once I got to 100 books, I was like, okay, we're gonna do a really ambitious goal, because I think that was in the middle of the year that I got to 100 books. I was like, I'm gonna do a super ambitious goal. We're gonna do 150 books. And then I think in September I got really close to 150 books, and I was like, nah, we're gonna make this, because it tells you like how many books ahead you are on Goodreads. It says like you're 30 books ahead or something like that, head of goal. And it said I was like something like 30 books or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put 180 books as my reading goal for the year. And that was like my most ambitious thing. I was like, if I get that, I'm gonna be proud of myself. And I did get 180 books. So I'm gonna write down, I'm not changing it because I got it like a couple days ago, and I'm not changing my goal now this close to the end of the month. I think I have like 7 days left or something like that. We're gonna write how many books I actually get out of my reading goal, which I already completed, which is cool. And then on this page I have favorite new books, so I think I'll do that. And then if I have room at the bottom of the page, I'll put my favorite rereads I did this year, or like the favorite books I rediscovered or something like that. So those are all the stats I think I want to write down. If I have anything else that pops up in either my Fable wrapped or my Goodreads wrapped that I want to dedicate like a bigger spread or page or something to, I'll add that in. So I need to go through and do all of my statistics for everything but December, so I can't do the final one yet, I think. So this video will probably I'll either end it, I don't know, I'll probably keep this video going then. I guess I just won't have 12 days of Bookmas. Actually I will, because I have that last vlog. I'm still gonna have 12 days of Bookmas. It's fine. This will be in the new year, I have just decided. So this will be my setting up my 2025 one too, so that'll start on the next page. I'll just make a 2025 and then like doodles and stuff like that. And then I'll make reading goals, like actual goals. So for this one I didn't want to write down goals and stuff because I didn't really have goals going into this year besides just wanting to read books and reignite my love for reading, and I did that. And I also wanted to read more new books, which I did that. So I think I got all my reading goals for this year. So I didn't want to write any new ones, but I'm definitely going to write some reading goals, and I'm going to put down some cute challenges. Like I think the alphabet one would be fun, and I think doing bingo might be fun. I don't want to do anything too ambitious, just because that's sometimes when it's super ambitious, it gives me anxiety to complete it, and I don't want to do that with reading. I want it to still be something fun. So I'll give you an update the next time I get some substantial work done, but I'm really proud of all this stuff I put down, and I'm really liking the way it looks. I gave them different like bullet point things. So this one's hearts and this one's like lines, and I had just like different styles all throughout the book, which will be fun. And I think I might go through and color them, which would be really cute, and I'll color the stars too. And I really wish I had gel pens. My sister has gel pens, but I don't want to steal hers. I should just get my own, you know. But it's really cool writing down all the books I read this year, because I was like, oh wow, I really actually did read so many books, like 180 books. When you think about it, it's just like, at least to me, it's like, oh, just 180 books, la. And then when I wrote them all down, I'm like, I was reading like crazy, because I also didn't have a job earlier this year, and so it was like, I think 1 month I read like 22 books or something like that, which is insane. This month I've read quite a few books, but it's because I've been audiobooking a lot of them, and a lot of them are really, really short. So I haven't been like really exerting myself very hard to read a lot of books this month. And a lot of them, it was so funny because I was writing down all the books I read in December, and since obviously I haven't made my December wrapped, none of the books that I read this month are like, oh yeah, I remember reading this book and this book and this book because I wrote it down in this, and I looked at it Goodreads, and I made this entire video about it, and so it's like slammed into my head. But when I was writing December, they're literally, the first 4-star on this entire page is this one, and every single one of these books so far until that last book was a reread of some book, which is so funny and actually so cute. Yeah, we don't go under a 4-star this entire month so far. That might change because I do want to read some more books before the end of the month. I think I said I have a couple more days, and that'll be a different reading video, but we'll see what I ended up reading. If anything, I do want to finish my New Testament reread my scripture study I've been doing. This New Testament, I did read the Doctrine and Covenants earlier this year, and then for Come Follow Me, I was reading Book of Mormon with my boyfriend. I finished the Book of Mormon earlier this month, and I want to read New Testament just for me so I can start the new year with a completely new book, or either I want to read the General Conference talks that just came out too. And then I also want to do a page in 2025 that's my TBR, my physical TBR, because I think it would be really cool to read them. I'm not like super big personally on like reading through all of them because I actually do not have a lot of shelf space, but I think it would be really fun at the beginning of the year to write down all the books I had at the beginning of the year on my TBR, and then just see how many of them I add to it this year and how many I take away. And I do want to get a new bookshelf at some point next year. We'll see what's in the cards for me, honestly. I have started filling out the stats on each of the month pages, but then I think stalled on this one actually, yeah, because I started counting wrong and then I wasn't sure what was going on. But I just thought of another stat I want to add to the end of the year. I want to do how many 5-star reads were rereads and how many were old. Side by side with your loved ones, you'll find the enchantment here. Terrible angle, I'm so sorry. So I've been working on my reading journal over the past, couple weeks, and I have finally gotten all the stats done for all of the months of the year, and now I just need to do the total yearly stats and then fill out like the other pages of stuff I wanted to, like statistics I wanted to write down and things like that. So this is going to be an endeavor because I need to go through and make sure that I get every single one from every single other month written on this chart, and I just did it for all the months. It's not that hard, it's just kind of time consuming, so I've got this. But the problem is I need my phone for it, so I can't like film myself doing it. I don't think I'm gonna go through and do doodling. I did do a little bit of color coding it, so the purple is new books and the blue is a reread, and I think I did that. I think that's all I'm gonna do for this year, just because I need to get this done. And if I just sit down, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go add all these doodles in and all this stuff, it's just gonna take me forever. So I think I'm just gonna leave it as it is, keep the color coding. This year I might do whatever I want, but it's not gonna be insane because I need to keep it as low cost, low energy as possible, so I'll actually keep track of this journal. But I added a couple more statistics, well, maybe just one. Well, I googled mean, median, mode, just so I made sure I knew what those math terms were, because the last time I used them was like 5 years ago, I also remembered that there was a third one, which was range, which is the amount that your data box holds, which I find really interesting, because if you have a really high range and yet your middle point of like the average of everything is really high, that means that you only had a couple bad ones and you had a lot of really good ones. And so I added the range in just because it was interesting to me to like visualize it. Are any of these really useful? No, but it's fun for me to be like, oh wow, I've had a really interesting year, like this is how big of my range and all this stuff has been. So it's been fun. My best year on average, and by that I mean literally on average, best month on average I mean, was November. Surprisingly, I thought it was going to be December because I had so many stinking 5-star reads in December. Anyway, I'm going to go through and add all this in, and then I will come back when I have 2024 completely written out, and then we will think about what we're going to put in our 2023 reading journal. I just scared myself with my own bangs. I don't hate them as much as last time I was looking at them though, so that's a plus. This is for reading journal video, and it should be the last one, theoretically speaking. Hello, my people. Hopefully we are almost done with all of this. So I think I've finished. I think I have all my stats, all of my stuff written down that I wanted to have written down. It's not as doodled and cutesy as I wanted it to be, because honestly, mentally I was like, no, this is gonna take me forever. We're just gonna go nice and slow with this. All right, y'all. So I actually filmed an ending clip for this video, and then I decided I didn't want to end it there because I wanted to actually add color to it, because I was like, oh, I'll just end it here. It's fine. I don't need to add color. It's totally fine. No, I needed to add color. So I'm not going to give you like a full flip through. No, I'm not going to tell you about every single book that I read and the stats or whatever, but I do have all of my pages lined out with everything, and I have gone through and I finished all of the statistics for all of the months. I know you can't really see it very well. I'm sorry, I have actually really bad lighting right here. So I got all my statistics done for all the months, and then I went through and I did the final statistics at the very end of the year, and that was a lot of work. So much work. Like, this entire page I had to go through and I had to fact check, and then at one point I was like, I counted this wrong. There's one book missing. Where did I miss one? Went through, I recounted like 5 things, went back through. Turns out there was one book that I didn't rate because it's nonfiction, and I forgot about that, and I wasted like at least 10 minutes of my life recounting things. But it's fine, we figured it out in the end, and I got all my statistics, which I'm gonna say in a different video because you gotta maximize that content, right? But then the rest of the pages I decided to do was my favorite new books of the year. So I wrote down just some of my favorites, and then my new 5 stars, and then my reread 5 stars. And then I just wrote down like my Fable wrapped statistics, because I don't know if Fable keeps them year to year. And then my Goodreads for 2024, which I know Goodreads keeps them for a bunch of years, but I just thought it was fun to write it down. I went through and I made this, which is just like a template of 2025. And I'm gonna go through and probably bold it. I think I might make them like bubble letters or something. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I just wanted to kind of like put out where it would be on the page, and then I'm gonna go through and probably do little doodles around here and color them in. That's what I'm gonna do right now. And then I made my bucket list that I want to do for 2025, and then I'm probably gonna put this in darker with pen because I actually really like the way this is put out. I went through and I watched Sarah Crowley came out with her reading journal video, and also Rachel Catherine did that today, and so I was watching theirs and I'm like, they're so cute, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just not that cutesy with my journals. I never have been. I never will be. I just really prefer to put stuff down on the page. But I do want to do a couple more pages because they were really, really cute, and they were actually really good ideas. So, and they don't look too difficult to keep doing throughout the year. So I have the bucket list. I'm really grateful for the bucket list. I'm kind of reevaluating my decision to do my 25 books I want to read in 2025. But at the same time, I know myself, and I know that's going to be really bad for my reading. If I try to force myself to read books in the year, it never ends well. It never ends well. So we're not going to do 25 books. Maybe next year. Maybe if I'm feeling a little bit better in my head next year. But the other things that I did decide to include was alphabet bingo. I realized you can't read anything on this page because the lighting is horrible. But I want to probably erase this page, which I wrote down saying love, 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 which I still want to keep that as like the books that I loved that year. I do like that. I think doing little hearts in the margins would be really cute, but I'm going to probably extend this alphabet bingo to this page too. And I want to make like little alphabet blocks and then write like the A, and then you write what book it is underneath or around it or something like that, because I just thought that was really cute. I think on these pages I'm gonna do like the books I loved, like love, love, love spread on here, and I'll probably just write them down. But I think I'll do a 2-parter for that one, just because I don't know, my handwriting can be pretty big sometimes. And then other ones that I decided I wanted to, I have them all screenshotted, but of course they're on my phone, of course. And then I just realized my phone was really close to dying, and I forgot about that. I need to charge you. I just realized I have another light. I could have turned on this entire time. It's fine. I'm super professional here. Okay, let me look up what the videos were that I was emulating real quick. Yeah, so the first one, really cute. You know, I can just hold up my computer and show you. So let me make it full screen so you can actually tell what this is. So it's Rachel Catherine's video because she's the queen of all of this. So she has her monthly tracker and her genre tracker. I don't know if I'm going to do exactly these in this form. They were ones that I had my eye on. And she just has this really cute 24 books in 2024, which I think I might cannibalize. Instead of books that I want to read in 2024, I might turn that into my favorite books page, where I make books and then I write their titles down of books that I loved. That would be cute. Okay, we're gonna do that because I really love the way this is laid out. Absolutely beautiful. Now I have to say her reading bucket list is way cuter than mine, but that's okay. Mine will be cute once I color it in. And she has a rereads page, which if I did that, that would take up like 5 pages in a notebook. So maybe it could be fun. Now this is mostly what I thought was really cute. Is she has a TBR cart, and then she has her new books that she got that year. I think that's adorable. Now she had one that was like the books she read that year, or maybe that might have been Sarah Crowley. Here, let me find her video. Yeah, like this. She had this monthly reading Sarah Crowley did. You can't even really see, but it's just like a little bookshelf with a bunch of books. I think I might do something similar to that. I want to have a way to track how many books I read each month. I think I want it something like a graph, but I really like the book piles too. That's also really cute. You know what I could do? I could do shelves. So like I could do 12 shelves, and not like this, but just like over probably a 2-page spread where it's like this, and then I have like the shelf and 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 the shelf, and then I draw books on it per month so I can kind of see it as a graph, but it's not really quite a graph, but I can still have the books. That would be cute. I like that idea. We're gonna do that. Yeah, I think that's about all of the ones that I saw. For some reason in my head I keep having this idea of wanting to log all the books I've read this year as little books, so I think that's like the main thing that I want to do. So I think I'm gonna get to like planning out what I want to do and taking inspiration from these wonderful amazing YouTubers who are way smarter than me, and do some little drawing and stuff. Oh, and then I also started my January page, and then I decided I wanted to do all this. Instead of erasing it, I just kept this page for my January TBR because I'm probably going to change it and make it cuter. But I have my January TBR written down on this page. Am I going to edit that video? Yeah, at some point. That looks really good. Looks fantastic. I'm not doing that again. That hurt my hand. That's for 1 page and 1 page only for the beauty of the first page. I'm not doing that again. But I am gonna paint. Not paint, I'm gonna color this. Alright, so I've been working on my book journal over the past couple days. I haven't updated it out because I've been mostly doing stuff that involves using my phone, and you know, I can't film and use my phone at the same time because you are my phone. We're gonna do a full final flip through. I'm not really gonna go into stats from last year because that's for a different video, but I'll show you what I ended up doing on the front of the page and stuff. I think it's really cute. So how do I want to do this? All right, so we've got January. Well, first here's the cover. I really like the flowers, and then I wrote my book. We've got all these cutesy little things on here. They were just like stickers and I thought were cute, but here I wrote 2024, and so I'll do, when I finish the journal, but like a dot and then through whatever year I end up using this. With the rate I'm going through, it might be, you know, the end of this year. So then we got January. I put these, this is the only one I went through, and I wrote everything in pen because my hand was hurting after 1 page, but we've got snowflakes on this one, and we have hearts on this one, and I think I wrote like, yeah, I wrote little things on there like as if it was a conversation heart kind of a thing. And then March we've got like lucky 4-leaf clover stuff. April, I guess I forgot that it was April's showers bring May flowers, so I did both of them on here, but it worked out because in May I did butterflies and it was really cute. June I did this. I kind of just looked up like June things and I combined all the things I saw, so I like it. It's not my favorite, but I like it. July we did some 4th of July stuff. August has summery watermelon and beach stuff. September I couldn't think what to do besides like school supplies. I'm like, I'm not in school, so I did mushrooms. October is pumpkins, obviously. November I did fall leaves because I did not feel like drawing a turkey. And then December has lots of Christmassy stuff, which I thought was really cute. And then we have my total yearly stats, which I did end up finishing all the way through. It took me forever and it was exhausting and horrible, but that's
it's fine. And then I wrote down just some other things I wanted to keep remembered. And then I am actually really proud of this. It's kind of overwhelming because I messed up on this, and so I did like a little leaf on the inside. If you can see, there's like leaves rimming the inside of that, and then I drew a bunch of stuff, and then it ended up being really busy, and I was like, okay, if that's super busy, I need to make everything kind of busy, so everything turned really busy. But I kind of like it. We've got like all the seasons. So I did like, this is like winter, but I did like hearts for Valentine's Day, and then this is spring. So we've got like flowers, and then this is summer. So we have like water, because here it rains more in summer, like summer stuff. And then here we have fall, so we have all the leaves falling, and then through there I have like wind blowing the leaves all the way through, and then we have like more weather on the top. I think it's really cute. I like it a lot. And then we have my 2025 bucket list, which I cleaned up with pen and I wrote stuff down. I already wrote 2 things in here just, you know, for funsies. I think this is the only book with 1,000+ pages I'm going to end up reading this year. And then I also wanted to kind of fill in some stuff in the spreads to kind of show you an idea of what it'll look like when it's all filled out. And this one is my least favorite one I did. I was kind of trying to go for alphabet blocks, and it just looks really messy and weird, but I put one thing in here, and I think it'll look cute once I fill it all out, but right now it's kind of the ugliest one I have. And I really like this one. So I combined like several different ideas I saw with like the bookshelves and showing what books you read through the year, but I wanted to kind of see what books I've read months-wise, so I'm going to write them, do it like this, and so I can see like on a shelf the amount that I read per month. So there aren't 12 shelves, but I'll just kind of like scatter them like this. I'll just like January and then February, and I might go to like March and then April, May, June, like kind of like that, or I might go down. Either way, I don't know. Depends on what I feel in the month. But I already have 11 books read this month, which is crazy, but most of them are audiobooks. And so I have my key down here of all my colors, which stays consistent through all of the spreads, which I'm really proud of. And so we've got our January books. And I think I'm going to draw like little baskets and stuff and flower pots on the shelves too for cutesiness, but I haven't done that yet. And then I have this one here for whatever I end up wanting to use it for. I think I kind of want to wait and see how many of these I fill out, because I think this will last me the whole year. I just want to be sure. And if it doesn't end up lasting me the year, I can put like books on top of the shelves too. Like it'll be fine. It'll work out. But I have this open for either my favorite books of the year or if I need overflow from that page. But I haven't written anything on here yet because I'm not sure what I want to do with it. But I do know I want to do more bookshelf kind of a things. And then here we have my monthly tracker, a la Rachel Catherine. And I kind of did mine different from her because I wanted to like physically see how many books I did. So just different ways to do the same thing. But I like made a list, and then, you know, this is 11 books. And then at the bottom right, how many books I read per year. And this will be how many I did per month. And I think I'll color it in after I write them down, just because my pen does not draw over pencil very well. And then on here, it's not like the cutesiest, but it's easier for me. But I did my rereads. So I already have, how many is it? 6? Yeah, that's crazy. I tend to read a lot of rereads in the winter months. So I have, I think, 2 pages for that, but I left room in case I end up reading a ton this year, because last year I read so many. So I wanted to have room to expand if I needed to. And then I wrote down my physical TBR because, for one, I thought it'd be fun, and it ended up being 2 pages long almost. I have 42 books on my physical TBR from this year, and I made a color code. So if I end up donating a book, or like without reading it, if I read it or I donate it, I just want to have a way to mark like how they got off the TBR. And then I have a page for new books I collect this year. I don't know if I'll need more than 1 page, so I just made it like this. And then if I need to, I can expand it here, or I can just leave it blank or whatever. And then here's my beautiful January cover. I really ended up liking this one a lot. And then I have my January TBR because I saw the 24 books in 2024, and I really wanted to do something similar. So I ended up deciding I'm going to do it for my TBRs for the month. So I already read 4 books off my TBR because 3 of them were for video, and then I've been listening to a couple other ones. So that's looking really cute. I like the way it is. Oh, I need to put a rating on this one, but I also put the ratings up here just so I can keep that. And then so all the books I've read so far this month. You can tell we are more than halfway through this month. But I think that's how I'm going to keep doing it for the rest of the year. And then on this page, or, you know, this one, depending on how many books I read by the end of the month, it's only, you know, the 18th, I will write like the statistics, and I'll write down all the ones that I was collecting. Like here, I'll write these ones down, probably a little bit cuter than this, but I want to keep collecting these statistics. I don't know if I'll do any more, but I really like these ones. And then I'll keep like a running total of how many books I've read this year and stuff like that, but we'll get to that when we get to that one. But I think that's the full book so far. Of course, my brother is whistling. But yeah, that is my entire reading journal that I have laid out so far. And for the rest of the months, I will keep updating stuff like that. I'll probably show you what I end up doing, because I've had so much fun. I went to this like knowing that I wanted to do it, because I used to collect them, like I told you, and as I was writing out this, I was like, oh, this is really fun to see like how it went through the years. And then I was watching all of the reading videos which came out while I was in the middle of making this video, and I thought I was done, and then I was like, no, I'm not done, I'm gonna keep going. And I saw all the cutesy things that people were doing, and I'm like, that is adorable, I want to do that. And so I kept a bunch of stuff, and at first I was only gonna do like the bucket list and alphabet bingo, and then as I watched the videos, the more I was like, this is so much fun, I want to do this. And as I made the spreads, I was like, I actually have so much fun doing this. And so I'm really excited to keep going through the year and just see how all of my spreads fill out. I'm especially excited for this, to see like how my shelves fill out. It's gonna be so much fun. I think next year, if I really like this a lot, I might do most of my spreads in this way, just because I really like the visual aspect of seeing all the little books as they come on. I'm also excited to see this and see like how many books I have per month in kind of more of a graph form. And then I also am really excited to see how many rereads I do this year. This isn't like the cutest, but it's the easiest way to keep track of it for me, because I really wanted to print out book covers, but my printer's out of ink and it's expensive. So I might start doing that halfway through the year. If I end up getting more ink, I might print them out and like do my wrap-ups that way. For now, this is how we're doing it. And I did also just go through and update my TBR in Goodreads so I can see how many books I had, and I think it's actually so funny to me because it looks like I have a lot of books right here, and it is a lot of books, but it's only 42 books, which if I wanted to, I could read my entire physical TBR this year. Will I? We'll see. Who knows? Who knows what the year is going to bring. But it has been really fun, and I'm really grateful I did this, because I don't think I would have discovered how much fun this was to me if I didn't go through and take the time to write all this stuff out. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope I gave you some ideas. If I didn't, watch Rachel Catherine and Sarah Caroli's videos, because they are also very, very cute. Mine is more functional than cute. I'm trying to make it more cutesy, but that's okay. We gotta do what works for our little squirrel brains, right? I am so excited to see this fill out over the year, and I will give you updates as the year goes on. I might do like a halfway through the year reading journal video just to see how things have worked and what I've stopped using, what I will use. Anyway, I will see you in my next video. Who knows when that is, because my upload schedule is chaotic and unknowing. But thank you for watching. Goodbye. Mwah.